Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Big Data Solution. In this video, I'll talk about the top 5 online interview tips for fresher because it's a very important video for fresher because nowadays is the corona is going on, so people are staying at home and company are doing work from home. So basically, in this video, I'll give the top 5 tips for fresher guys who want to give interviews because uh, because it's a 5 month the company the most of the companies are coming in college and hiring um, the fresher candidates. So this video it will very helpful for those guys. So the first thing basically, nowadays mm, the companies are taking interviews with the help of Zoom, Skype, and Teams and Google Meet. These are tools basically the nowadays companies are using. So though they should know about these tools to how the install and how to give the interviews. So these tools basically currently it is in trending for taking online face-to-face online interviews because nowadays no one is going to office and then face to face. That trend is completely out of it is now it is completely nowadays it not using. So companies are using and conducting the interviews with the help of these tools. Tip number one. So firstly, when you are going for any online interview, so firstly you should find a best place, a peaceful place where the sound is not coming, and try use the pen and paper and use table and chair because you have to properly sit and then give the interviews. And apart from that, try to use a laptop or desktop. Not you should not use a mobile. I'll tell you why in the upcoming slides. I'll tell you why we should not use the mobile. So try to use laptop or desktop, and before half an hour 1 hour before you should check our laptop batteries because sometime during the interview some the battery goes down, your completely your system is shut down. So your interview is completely when it goes wrong. So I think that is a problem. So you should check the laptop battery 1 or 2 hour back and then make the charge. Internet speed also you should check your internet speed should be good, otherwise your voice is mumbling and it is not properly listened to, it will not listen. And so try to check it your internet speed and your speed should be good. So the other points: peaceful place, pen and paper should be required because the reason sometimes interviewer asks the questions, some tricky question, logical questions, so you have to write and they give some examples and calculate on those whatever they give inputs, and you have to calculate or you have to write some logic. So you should use the pen and paper. And table and chair is required because you have to sit properly, otherwise if you using bed or any other place, so you are not comfortable and you are because interview is a place when the you should be you completely focus on the whatever the question they're asking, and you have to properly your mindset is also good that time because it's a 30 minute of 45 minute only span of time you have, and you have to prove yourself. Yeah, I'm good and I'm perfect for this particular job. So these thing if you do any silly mistake that is goes wrong. So try to follow this rule. Tip number one: peaceful place. You have to you can see in the picture proper place should require. Pen and paper definitely it should require. Laptop or desktop you should require. Tip number two: so install software. It means when you get the email from HR, yeah, your interview is so and so date and so on particular time. So before that you have to install your software, or through the browser also. You click on the that particular meeting link and check, yeah, are you able to log in or not, are you able to, when you're putting the meeting ID or meeting, then you are able to join or not. So these things you need to check before the, try to one day before you have to set up the software and check it this thing. If any problem face, then you have to update to the email, yeah, I'm phishing. So they can contact either from, if you're phishing in the Skype, then you can, yeah, they can give the link on Zoom or on any other tool. So try to update one day before. So the particular date, you have to know or worry about spontaneous anything, any other tool they will use, and it will be uncomfortable for any fresher guy who want to give who, when any fresher guy who was giving the interview. So try to one day before you have to set up all the softwares, either Team or Skype, or on the laptop, in the laptop or desktop, and try to check. Okay, so this thing is very important, and try to log in 30 minutes before. And sometime what it happened, 2 weeks back they give the email for interview, or 1 week back, and every day you're getting so many emails. And so you have to keep you have to keep that particular interview details on the notepad, for avoiding searching those email before the interview. So this thing you should take care. Yeah, so already I told, join the meeting and test it is working or fine or not, are you able to join or not. This thing you have to test early. Yeah, the tip number 3, already I told about this thing. You have to keep your email ID, meeting ID, uh, meeting URLs, those things you have to keep in notepad. So avoiding the searching those emails where it is the link and all. So that is a hectic thing, so try to keep early, uh, one day before you have to keep in notepad, because sometimes you have 2 and 3 interviews, and you have to searching here and there in the Gmail, in your Gmail inbox. So that is a problem. So try to keep early, one day before, all those things, meeting URLs, meeting IDs, and try to check. And you have to check your resume, what is the your key skill in your resume, what is the project, what is the date mentioned about your all the curriculum details, all your project details, the versions which you use in the project, which software you used. So those things, the dates and versions, project details, it should be properly in mentioned in the resume. And one thing, before the meeting you have to keep one notepad or notepad plus plus, because interviewer sometimes ask the questions, some scenario based questions. They give some inputs like 5, 10, 15, and write the program, what is the values after that. So like as a developer, you have, they can ask the question like Fibonacci series programs. Sometimes they ask palindrome programs. Sometimes they give some logical series questions, and you have to write the program. So you have to open one notepad or notepad plus plus. So you can write the program. You have to share your screen, and then you have to write the program. So try to do practice early before the giving to. Now the tip number 3 is done, and tip number 4 basically top 10 questions, because when any interview conduct, that time in your email, if you see, there is a job description and job post is also given there. So try to see what is the job description, what is the basically uh, particular post, whatever skills they require. So those skills you have to search on the Google, top 10 question on that particular tool. like if it, as for example Java, if you're giving it to on Java, then search top 10 questions on Java, top 10 question on Oracle or MySQL or any particular tool it is given in JD job description. Then those tools and technology, top 10 or top 15 questions, search it and prepare your answers properly, because most of the time the questions asked the interviewer from that side, top 10 questions. So try to prepare for that, those questions, because most probably they ask the question. And make sure the good quality of earphone or headphone you should use between the interviews, uh, for giving the interviews, because your voice should be clear and it is should be audible properly to interviewer and between the conversation. That is very important. And don't use mobile, because there are some scenario based questions or practical based questions, so that time you'll stuck, and it will not it will better it will not good for interview. So try to use laptop or desktop, and use a pen and paper. Already I told you about this thing. So tip number 5, in the last when the interview finished, that time they ask the question, interview ask the question, uh, yeah, if any query from your end. So candidates should ask questions which particular project you're hiring and which domain basically you're hiring. So these type of questions you should ask, so you can be understand, yeah, what is the domain if you get hired in that company, because you have two options or three options, and some one is financial domain, you have get the job, and other option is telecom domain or any other domain. So try to use financial domain or banking domain projects, so that will more your future will good. So these things you can choose. So try to ask the question after end of the interview. If the interview asks the question to candidate, the candidate should ask the question like, yeah, please tell me about the project details, or domain of the project details. So this thing you can ask. So these are the top 5 things. So in the next video I will tell you about some other important things for those guys who was try to give as a fresher interview. Okay, thank you.